Now we're going to focus on the key honcho, the person who's really running the set, and that's the producer. And this is why the producer is the role who gets the best picture. Not the executive producer, not the line producer, co-producer, not the director, but the producer gets this. So this is why. They're the idea generator. They may either come up with the idea and hire a screenwriter to flesh it out in script form, or they may write the script themselves and try to get the funding to do it, whatever. But they basically come up with the idea or find the idea somewhere that they want to make the movie on. They help and get the funding. They bring creators together. They manage these creators. They manage the budget. They manage the schedule. And they're available in every phase of production. So the first thing that they're going to do when they come up with the idea is they're going to have to develop the script, because without the script, the skeleton, the framework of the whole project, you don't have a project. So in this case here, you can either raise funding or already have funding. I do have some funding for the project, but I would like it if I could spend other people's money versus my own. So I have an idea and I want to raise the funding to make this idea into a movie. So in this case here, I'm also going to be the screenwriter, which is also going to save me money. I don't have to go hunting for a script. I don't have to worry about trying to get the rights to that script or paying a screenwriter to do whatever, because I'm doing it. But you can do it. You can bring in a screenwriter. Or maybe you meet somebody who already has a script that's already done. However you want to do that. However you get the idea, however you get the script, that's up to you. In this case here, I'm coming from a producer's perspective who has to write her own script. It's best to know your budget if you have one. Now, because I don't have investors right now, and I was able to save up some money, for instance, say I have $3,000. I hope I get more than $3,000, but I know I have $3,000 if I need to use it. So I'm going to create a script with that amount in mind. Yeah, I hope I get 10 or 15,000, but what if I never get the money that I'm looking for? Do I just stop production? No, I want to keep going. So let me work with what I know I have, and that's $3,000. In this $3,000 budget, I already know I can't do multiple locations. I'm going to have to shoot from one location. I'm going to have to keep the cast down to a very low amount, maybe one, maybe two, and two is pushing it. With this $3,000 budget, I need to keep my crew small, keep it skeletal, maybe 2 to 3 key positions, and one of those positions includes me. I'm going to have to use as much natural lighting as possible. Maybe use some practical lights to set the mood, but think about this. If you have to set up a scene with lights, every scene, think of the time it takes to set those lights up, the heat, the electricity, all this stuff goes into play. If you use natural lighting, you don't have to worry about all that. All you have to worry about is just getting your actor in front of that natural light and making sure you shape the light with flags or scrims or whatever the case might be, or bounce the light, the natural light, the way that you want to. And it's just cheaper, you know. Good video editor and sound editor. So the bulk of your money is going to go to post-production, and that's on editing and sound design. Trust me on this. Oh, and your food budget. Those 3 things are going to cost you the most money. You need experienced cam ops. Hopefully you get somebody who knows how to work the camera and knows what aperture, ISO, and shutter speed is, and how you can manipulate all 3 of those to get looks, tones, vibes, and feels that you want. And hopefully this cam operator knows a little bit about lighting, setup, and knows a little bit about framing. And they know how to move your camera, because that's what filming is. It's moving pictures. You also need a really good production sound recorders, someone to capture sound. And sometimes the cam ops does this too. But it'd be great if you can get one person who's designated to focus on the sound, because sound is, you can probably piece together what's happening, but unless there are words written on the screen, like in silent movies, or you can hear it, you don't know the story. So how can you get invested, and how can you care about those characters? Then you also need to worry about food and transportation. But if you have one location, then you really just don't have to worry about the food. If you have multiple locations, you got to worry about getting all your cast and crew to those locations on time, then setting up everything all over again. You know, it just takes time and energy to do those things. This is why you want to keep it down to one location. And then you want to think about your shoot schedule. So after you write your screenplay, breaking down the script, creating your schedule, creating your budget, you want to try to keep it down to the shortest amount of time as possible, because every day you spend on set, you have to come up with food. The larger your food budget. So keeping it down to 1 or 2 days, maybe a couple of weekends, will help curb your spending there. So $3,000 doesn't go a long way, and you'll find out when you